What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Bad Boys of Reselling. Tonight, it's going to be a really fun night. I'm pretty excited about tonight and our really special guest that we have on. So we'll go around the horn and we'll get into our special guest and all of his amazing things he wants to talk about tonight. So what's up, Alex?
What's up, Jordan? What's up, everybody? I'm Alex, Fatman, the Flipper. Your local Facebook Marketplace neighborhood Fatman. Excited, man. Excited for having Drew here, and excited to be here on the show, man. As always, ready to apologize later.
What's up, George?
We got you hoodie back. I see you wearing it. Yeah, show that off for the people. If you guys haven't checked out that video, definitely check it out. It's a good one.
It's pretty fun.
So that's what we've been up to, is getting you hoodie back.
Yeah, been trying to get hoodie back.
Justice has been served.
You think Jeremy's out of the bathroom yet?
I can still hear the screams.
What the heck?
You have to watch that video. But yeah, let's get into it. This is our guy, Drew. He has been on here once before, but he's going to come back spitting some serious fire tonight, and I'm extremely excited, and I know he is as well. So say what's up, Drew.
Yeah, what's up, guys? My name is Drew, aka Profit Monsters on YouTube, or Drew Thrifts and Flips, I guess, on Instagram. I'm trying to get my phone to set up so I can make sure that everything's working, but it keeps falling, so sorry for that. But that way, if I see something in the chat, but my phone is not cooperating. There we go. Yeah, I just, man, I got so much passion in my blood for this, and I just love talking about it. So I really appreciate you having me on the show. I'm super excited to converse and just talk about some stuff, and Q4 2020 goals, reselling, all that kind of stuff. I'm pumped.
I want to pump you up. I want to mention because she said she had asked, what does it take? What do I have to do to become a bad boy reselling? I had told her you have to have a good heart and you have to be able to laugh at fart jokes. But from the theme and everything, what I've always noticed, you also have to grow a beard of some sort. That's the other.
It's true. I had to take Josh's spot,
Right.
Someone had to do it.
Somebody got to do it.
That's right.
So what we getting into, guys? What we talking about? You gonna do it? Jump in? Who's first? Who's gonna do it?
You want to dive in head first, Drew?
Sure, yeah. I mean, you guys just stop me whenever you want, because I'll keep going for 3 or 4 hours if I had the time. So
That's
you guys just stop me or jump in or say what you want. But like talking about, reselling and stuff, man, that just really gets me fired up, heated up, because like it's just what I love to do, making videos and sharing knowledge. And there's just so many aspects to this. I don't feel like people fully understand like everything that goes with it. There are so many people that are just kind of like reselling to resell just to barely make money or to make extra money on the side, or then people that are full-time, people that have full-time jobs, like you, Jordan, and then do reselling. And I think they're all really cool different aspects. And it's just the freedom of being a reseller. Anybody can kind of do it. You know what I mean? Like as far as any type of situation or lifestyle that you're in, Alex, you do a lot of like the trash to cash stuff. I mean, someone who's dead broke living in their car could literally do trash to cash. and buy stuff and resell it on OfferUp. So like, I just love how there's so many aspects of reselling, which is why it just kind of gets me fired up and just like I start getting like really like antsy because I love to talk about it. I love to, you know, share ideas and just really brainstorm. I've really been thinking a lot just to kind of give everybody a little bit of like a not a pre what's the word, like a foundation for where I'm at, you know, in my mentality of like, my mentality is so far in the long game of all of this that, you know, I am thinking on totally different levels than a lot of people. So like, you know, I was telling this to you, Jordan, is just like some of the stuff I'm thinking about, I think that other people could bring that to what they're doing, but they're so people are just, everybody's in a different situation. I guess I could say it like that, you know, but no matter what your situation is, I think that thinking about the future and the long game of what you're doing and why you're doing it, I think the why has to be a major component of, you know, why you're doing reselling. Like, do you need to pay off credit card debt? Do you love to go thrifting? Do you know a lot about shoes and you're just passionate about reselling shoes? Are you trying to quit your 9 to 5, you know, and you're trying to see if this can work? You know, all those different things are things that I think about, you know, on a daily basis when I'm, you know, running my business and operating it. And, you know, there are so many aspects to it that it's really hard to just pick one topic and kind of start. But I'll kind of say like one thing that I feel like is really important for resellers, if you're not doing it, is cross-listing. I think that a lot of people are missing lots of potential dollars. Like, because I could share my 60-day eBay sales, you know, and show people my numbers, but that doesn't show everything that I'm selling because I sell on multiple platforms. So you may see somebody, that's doing 20K in sales on eBay in 60 days, but that's because all they do is focus all their time and energy on eBay. So that's a great number for eBay, but if I showed you my 60-day total, it's not going to be 20K. But, you know, I sell on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, Facebook Marketplace, and I do not a lot, but some listings on like what Alex does with OfferUp and things like that. And I'm trying to get my Amazon seller app approved to start selling books and things like that. You know, I'm always trying to diversify. I'm always trying to find new ways to make money, you know, new ways to source, new ways to grow and scale my business. Because for me, you know, this has to be something that I have to make work, you know, for my family, my bills, my financial situation, whatever. Like, this can't just be something for me personally that's like, you know, oh, hey, if I make some money today, great. If I make some sales on eBay, that's cool. You know, that's extra money that I can go to the club with or whatever. Like, for me, this is real. And that's why I think I'm so passionate about it, is because like, this is 100%, you know, real for me. You know, with everything that I think about. I mean, I'm so consumed with everything that I am doing with reselling. Like, sometimes I don't go to bed till 3 or 4 in the morning because it's all I think about. And all I'm doing is writing stuff down, writing ideas down, thinking about different ways to make money, to source, to thrift, to maybe pay somebody to do a part of my business where I could focus on another part of my business. And is it worth it? You know, is the cost going to outweigh the benefit? You know, real quick, I don't want to go too far off of cross posting because I want to get back to that because I feel it's really important. But one thing I'm looking at right now is hiring somebody to do my picture, take my pictures and do my listings. And I believe that I can double my income if I can free up the time that I spend doing my pictures and my listing by being able to source and make connections and build businesses, or build the business a little bit more up from just being a guy that thrifts and flips, you know, like by Instagram or whatever. But, you know, I'm talking about wholesale deals. I'm talking about, I got guys that I haven't talked to for 15 years that I went to high school with that message me on Facebook and say, hey, I am an IT director for a corporate for a corporate office, and we're upgrading all of our phone systems. And I've got 385 AT&T Uverse phones, that we want to sell to you for $15 each, and they sell for, 100 each on eBay. Like those are people that are coming to me because I'm constantly putting myself out there with what I'm doing. And now I'm building connections where I'm not even sourcing at this point. I have people that are contacting me saying, I've got inventory for you to sell. So I'll stop real quick.
Yeah,
Is what you all do your full-time jobs? Do you do it part-time, and how much time do you spend doing it? Asking each of you guys. You want me to answer first real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm full-time 100% in reselling. Well, I'm also a real estate agent, but I'm not like, real estate is not like a full-time like 9-to-5 job. It's either when you're marketing or when you have clients and you're working with them. Like I have an inspection tomorrow at 2:30 with a client that just had an offer get accepted this past week. So I am a real estate agent, but I'm a full-time reseller, and I've been doing it since about March full-time. I spend a lot of time doing it, but that's because, again, like I was saying earlier, I'm playing the long game. So like I see investing in myself and the sweat equity as really, going to pay off in the future. So, for me, I may put in, 50, 60 hours a week, what I'm doing now, maybe more, depending on how many times I'm listing and things like that. Sometimes I stay up late listing till 2 or 3 in the morning just because I want to get it all done, or something like that. But yeah, I'm full time, and I'm 100% in the water.
Yeah, for me, I paint cars for a living. So I work at a body shop basically as a 9 to 5, but it's more like a 6 in the morning till 6 at night or 8 at night. But yeah, I do all of the reselling on the side in what spare free time I do have. So it's a little more hectic for me on my end, but what about you, Mr. Alex?
Me, I'm actually looking up the definition of job right now because for me, I have a full time job. Fortunately for me, I don't really work full time. Like when you think of the definition of work, which is a scientific term as well, it's an equation, and it's I believe it's time multiplied by force or something like that. Don't quote me on that. You could Google it. But I remember that one specific thing from science class it was ninth grade. Ninth grade, they said that and they showed it in the science book. And I said, man, I don't ever want to work. So for me, it's not necessarily a full time job, but I do put a lot of my time into it. Um, Not as much lately with eBay, but to me, it's more about owning your time. So you can, if you work for someone else, that's what at least the definition of job is. There's a lot of definitions for it, but the first one is a paid position of regular employment. So no one pays me. People that pay me are the customers. So technically, it's not a job, right? But I do put a lot of time and energy into it. And pretty soon, I will be completely free of a job, completely free. And I will be reselling and doing YouTube and putting my hands in different, investments and things like that. So yeah, I will be using up all my time. What about you, George?
I do reselling about 5% of the time. I haven't really dove into it yet, but it's honestly good to hear that somebody like you just started in March and you're already at the point that you are. So it does give me hope. I've got a lot of stuff in my garage that I do need to list. But that's about it. I do have a full-time job. I'm not currently there because I'm on disability because of my herniated disc. So that kind of puts a damper on everything. But I am getting out there and I'm working more on YouTube than anything else.
Have you sold that couch?
I was supposed to have 2 people today come look at it, and I just messaged one of the guys, and he said, "Yeah, he's still interested." I said, "So why didn't you show up?" So,
Yeah, you get that. Actually, I have a video I was supposed to be coming out with today, and I didn't get an opportunity to.
I've got one hand on the chainsaw. This thing, I'm ready to go on this couch.
So
Yeah.
for what you guys do, like as your other jobs and stuff, since I guess technically at this point I'm the only one that's full time, really. Like the other stuff that you do for work, is it something you're like passionate about, or is it something that like I have a friend who, again, another friend who reached out to me that we really haven't talked much since high school, college, which is, you know, 10, 13 years really. And he's like, I'm trying to get out of the rat race, bro. I see what you do on Instagram. Like, I'm trying to learn from you. You know, like, are you guys like that where you're trying to make reselling because you don't like what you do, or you're just doing it, you know, because you like making extra money, or, you know, you're just bored on the weekends?
I'm definitely into making extra money.
Yeah.
But no,
so
actually,
you like what you do. You like what you do for a full-time job, though?
Yeah, actually, what I do for a living is water restoration. So when buildings are flooded, or if they have a sewer backup, I actually go in and clean it out and I restore the building. I get it back to a state of cleanliness. And then I actually went to about 120 to 150 hours worth of training to become globally certified in doing what I do. And it makes a decent bit of money. People pay you a lot of money to take poop out of their buildings.
I mean, hey, if you like it, that's great.
No, I don't like the poop, but I like the money. It does come with a lot of money.
It's awesome.
Who's next?
You.
Yeah, we're going counterclockwise now.
Now we're going counterclockwise. We're playing spades. All right. Is that how you play spades? I don't remember. I haven't played spades in forever, man. I used to love playing spades. I used to play with this guy who looked like Jesus Christ. Right? He looked just, we called him Jesus. And he used to know how to do magic tricks, bro. And he would be my partner, and we win every time because he played with the cards, and we'll always get the best spades, and we always win. But I'm off topic.
Sounds like a crappy job, but someone has to do it.
Exactly.
Good. I want to say no, thank you, Linda, for asking the question. But as far as enjoying my full-time, my regular job, no.
That's a good answer.
No.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Listen, man, I'll tell you real quick how it happened. I was told that it was my only option in life, that it made sense, and that I had to listen to the people who told me this, or I would not survive. So I went and did it, and I was told, you need to work with your father and take over his business. It's going to be good for you. And it made sense. It was logical. And I was also told it will make your father happy, and that's what he wants for you. So I did what other people were telling me I had to do in my life.
Yeah.
And I go out into the world, I start doing it, and it took no time for me to realize I really did not want to do that with my life. And within a matter of a month, all this happiness and joy that I had inside of me, of like this motivation to work and build something, disappeared. So, but then I kept doing it because I felt obligated. I felt obligated to do it. And I also saw no other way out until I discovered reselling. When I discovered reselling, and I discovered that, you know, you can go out and treasure hunt, dude, and you can make a little bit of extra money. And then I started selling things that make real money. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, dude, you can totally, even if you don't become filthy rich, even if you don't make 6 figures income, if you're able to survive, pay your bills, and live humbly, you can live happy. I can live happy. Like, I don't need all this stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like, dude, I've slept on floors. I've slept on under bridges, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good with wherever I'm at. So
I make money to make other people happy. That's what I make money for.
You get what I'm saying,
That's
right?
great.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, and that's what I was saying earlier, is that like everybody's situation in life is different. So like what I wanted to, what I was telling Jordan, like what I wanted to talk about and stuff, you know, is like, so you guys, other people can see like where I'm trying to take this thing. Because for me personally, I'm not just happy, you know, finding a couple things at garage sales and making enough money to pay my bills. Like for me, that's not my end goal with this. You know, and so anyway, I won't get into that just yet because Jordan still needs to answer the question. And then someone had a question in the chat that was, some other people commented and said that it was a good question. So I wanted to make sure that.
Is it about the poop? Is it more about the boot that I deal with?
No, something. Detector Steve asked a question, I think.
What's
Someone
your
else said
guys' most epic find? I'm pretty sure
it depends on what you define epic as. I mean, is it most profitable or coolest item you've ever found, or, you know, like weirdest situation? Like, you know, I mean, it was pretty epic that I found a Nintendo Wii box in a GameStop dumpster and sold it in less than 24 hours for $35.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You know, that's pretty epic to me, but it's not the most profitable thing I've sold. But I've got other really epic finds.
Jordans, those were
the Jordans, that was an epic find. You know, it was really hard for me to even make that video because I thought that a lot of people were going to think it was fake and set up, you know, and why would, you know, I'm thinking in my head, like, why would I do that? Why would I set up, you know, and then I found out that a lot of people actually do that. So, you know, but I'd say it's probably the most epic as far as profit and the rarity of the item and the situation where I found it at the bins. It was a pair of original 1985 Air Jordan 1 Chicago colorway, you know, shoes, and they were in really good condition. There's a video on my YouTube channel if you do want to see it, about the Air Jordan 1s. And I took a picture of them inside the bins while I was still at Goodwill, and I sold them for $500 before I even checked out from the register. So, and I paid about $2.80 for them.
Yeah, you guys go and check out Drew's channel. If you're not subscribed to him, go subscribe, but go check out that video. That video was pretty cool. I mean, just the answers. I think that video answers that question really good. You know?
It was pretty epic for sure. I was freaking out when I found it. You know, my best item that I ever sold was I found a Raleigh Flex camera in a box of cameras that I bought. I bought a box of cameras and accessories for $100 at a garage sale, and I sold just the Raleigh Flex for $850 in less than 24 hours.
That's great.
That's literally my first YouTube video that I made, and it wasn't even anything about the camera. It was just about going to garage sales, and it just so happens that that camera ended up selling for $850. But if you watch the video, I'm just like, yeah, I got a box of cameras for $100, but I should be able to make some good money. Little did I know that camera was in there.
I would say Jordan's most epic find was that pending haul that you filled up a U-Haul truck with. I think that's pretty epic.
Yeah,
that's insane.
I'm actually going tomorrow to donate all that.
Wow, good for you.
That should be a pretty good video.
That's really cool. That's very cool.
I got two 18-gallon totes completely filled, like overflowing, and then I have one, I think it's a 30-gallon completely filled up as well. So there's quite a bit going.
Detector Steve mentioned that there are a lot of people who do pull fake stunts.
Yeah.
They kind of want for the, you know, people that are being for real, you know.
It's tough, especially because people are so pulled in by clickbait right now on YouTube that I really, really believe that, like I was saying about the long game, is that's why you don't see really any clickbait on my YouTube channel and why my thumbnails aren't like insane, because I'm really just trying to focus on the authenticity of my channel and getting people to trust me and believe that what I'm finding, what I'm saying is true. And I know that that's going to take longer to build than to build a clickbaity channel. But I just don't want to be that. Like, that's not what I'm passionate about. That's not how I want to gain my subscribers. So, you know, I'm not faking anything. And you can look at my Instagram. I'm sharing stuff daily, you know, on my story and on my Instagram about things I'm finding, how much I'm paying for it, what I'm selling it for, you know, how I'm sourcing it, all that kind of stuff. So I really believe that authenticity, you know, is the you know, there's the song like you take the high road and I'll take the low road. You know, I believe that it's the high road, it's the long road, you know, it's the old town road, you know, but it's going to take longer to build an audience. But I think that I'll gain, you know, long-term subscribers who are actually going to watch my content versus just hope for a clickbaity video.
I wanted to sing an Old Town Road remix that I had written one time that was supposed to come out and never came out. One day it'll come out. One day it'll come out. Hopefully.
Well, when you're moving to Tennessee, you're going to be in country town, so.
Yeah, I'm going to take my cash. I'm not going to do it. But
to the Old Town Drift. Take your cash to the Old Town Thrift.
I'm not gonna tell you. So talk about the clickbait though. See, the thing is kind of the same thing with the fake people doing it for the real people and not like the clickbait thing. Clickbait is actually not a bad thing. It's a term. You know, you're doing YouTube. You gotta stand out. You gotta draw views. You gotta get people to watch your views if you want to grow your channel. So you're supposed to make your thumbnails clicky, like, oh, I want to click that, right? The thing is that there's people that ruin it for the good people. So like, I put out a video, I made $1,700 cash, and I'm like, I got $1,700 in my hand, right? But people are so already watered down from that kind of stuff that they see it and they're like, oh, it's another clickbait, you know?
Right.
But I'm actually telling you, like, yo, in the video, I'm talking about, look, I made $1,700 cash in no time. But then there's people that are like, I made $1,700 cash, and they're talking about some other crap, and it totally ruins it, you know?
I think there's positive and negative. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just waiting for Jordan to get a bunch of hate messages like, you didn't find any farts. What kind of video is this?
Well, I'll tell you the one about with Jordan making the storage unit, like abandoned storage unit, and it was his garage. I thought that was hilarious, but I think that there's like positive and negative clickbait. So like that video, the thumbnail was amazing and the title was perfect. So I watched it. I mean, I watch all your videos, but I watched it and I was like, okay, Jordan's getting into the, you know, what the hell's storage unit business. And then he's like, nah, I'm just in my garage. I need to list all this stuff. You know, but you were honest up front. You're like, listen, I know you guys clicked on this, but it's not $90,000 storage unit. It's a $90,000 worth of stuff in my garage. But I thought it was amazing. Like you brought in the people to watch the video, but then you explained it for people to keep watching. You're like, look at all this stuff I got to list. Look at this. Look at this. You know, and it was engaging. It was engaging. It wasn't just I bought a $90,000 storage unit, and you're going, you know, and then it's a video of you opening up a storage locker and there's like an old mattress in it.
Yeah.
You know, those are two different types of videos, same title and same clickbait, you know, but one is basically lying and one is not really. It's just more entertainment. That's the way I see it. Positive and negative clickbait.
Yo, Myra Elaine said, don't be a bum and hit that thumb. You heard? But yeah, there is, man. There is. But what was that question that
someone said in the chat? I don't watch stupid thumbnails. You know, I'm too intelligent to watch stupid faces pointing to something dumb. I don't know if that's serious or not, but
that's
like,
Talbert's mom. She's being very serious.
Okay, yeah, like that's why I try to make, like, if you look at my first of all, I'm not a graphic designer, so you look at my thumbnails and it's like either a picture of me holding up a bag from the thrift or it's like a picture of something from the video where like I had a bunch of shoes, like my latest video where I got 30 pairs of shoes at one thrift store, you know, like those kinds of things there's like a picture of the shoes and it says crazy shoe haul. So it's like, you know, if that's the content that somebody wants to watch, then great. I hope you watch that video. If you don't care about reselling shoes, I'm not offended that you don't want to watch the video, but I'm not going to try to force you to watch my video if it's not something in the space that, you know, the reselling space that you're not interested in, which is like all this psychological stuff that I've been telling Jordan, like I want to talk about, you know, is there's just so much to it. It's like, if somebody doesn't want to watch my video, no problem. Like, I'm not offended. Go watch Jordan's Dollar General videos. If that's what you like, go watch the penny hauls. You know, it's like there's a content creator for every type of content out there. You know, the Trash to Cash, the Popeyes chicken sandwich video, man, I wish you would have actually sold a chicken sandwich on that video. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I was looking for.
I sold it in the second video.
Well, I know, but the first one was like,
I also gave away around 50 chicken sandwiches.
That's awesome. Yeah, that was a really cool video when you did that, you know. But there's just so many aspects of reselling, and especially with YouTube content. So it's like, you know, nobody can please everybody, you know. Like, I've had people comment on my videos telling me like I'm the scum of the earth from stealing from poor people at the thrift store, you know. And it's like, thanks for watching my video, you know. And then I've had people tell me that like my videos are really inspiring, you know, and they've helped them, you know. Someone in the comments doesn't like my thumbnail picture. It makes them ill. You know, I guess I'm just that ugly.
And you know what though? I don't know. I might get some heat for saying this, but I like being honest, and I don't care what anyone thinks. Like, there's some thumbnails where the person's like all like exaggerated, like you know, and but you can still see the authenticity in it. Some people are authentic when they do that. Some people are like, just that not everybody's a good actor. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody is good at acting, and I just appreciate a well-made thumbnail because I know how hard it is to come up with a thumbnail and a good one, something that's catchy and all that stuff. It's marketing, man. It's marketing, and we're talking about business. Thumbnails is marketing. It's the same thing as if you own a store and you want to get serious with it. You're gonna get a big old sign. You know, your eBay store. You're gonna make a banner for it, make it look good, make it attractive. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Same thing.
YouTube, oh yeah, I don't disagree at all. I think thumbnails are great. I just personally don't invest my time into making thumbnails because it's not something I'm good at. So I don't just sit on my computer for 3 or 4 hours and try to graphically design one when I know I'm not going to get the thumbnail that I want. I either need to outsource it and pay someone on Fiverr, you know, or another reseller, another graphic designer to make my thumbnails for me, or I just need to suck it up if I'm not willing to spend the money and say, like, I'm just going to do the best I can with what I got for now, you know, and then eventually get to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm willing to pay someone. Because I'll tell you, for me, the thing that I find the least exciting is editing and making thumbnails for my videos. I do everything from my phone. I do all my editing on my phone, my iPhone, and then I clip it in iMovie, and then I send it. I'll tell you, I send it to somebody else that I have a deal worked out with, and they edit my videos where they put music in the background or if there's a funny part, and I just tell them where I want it, and they do it. I outsource it, and then I go back to listing, and then they send me the video, and I upload it. You know, but for me that works because I've worked out a deal with somebody who I see it as worth the investment, because the amount of money that I'm spending for this person to edit my videos after I clip it is, you know, I have the meat and potatoes of what I want, and then they kind of add the garnishes, if you will, or the dessert part, you know, the funny things. And, you know, I see the value in that. So my time is better served by not trying to teach myself right now how to edit YouTube videos. You know, I tried doing all that when I first started, and it was just an epic fail. Like, you go watch my first videos. Well, my first videos were edited by a buddy of mine who did it for free. And then he was like, you got to figure this out for yourself. So then I started to do it on my own, and it was an epic fail. So I'm like, if I want to keep creating content at the rate that I want to do it, I need to outsource that because I don't have the time to sit and learn it. And for me, I'm okay with that because my time is better used sourcing, listing, you know, making deals with people, those kinds of things. So it works for me. It may not work for everybody, you know, but that's, again, the YouTube community that we live in, is it work different for everybody. You know, if Jordan has weekends off and he can spend time editing his videos and making awesome thumbnails, that's why he's got 3 times as many subscribers as me, you know?
Yeah, yep. The fact is I don't. I don't really spend that much time on the weekends focusing on YouTube or anything. It's more or less I'm with my family.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, just go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say some random stuff that popped in my head, to be totally honest. I was gonna think it after I spoke it. Like that was what was about to come out of my mouth. Like I'm so honest about that right now that I can't even remember what I was even thinking about.
Yeah, for me, I think of things on a totally like different level than a lot of people that I'm close to, I guess. And so, you know, for me, I look at everything from like a big business perspective. Like if my business right now was $1 billion company, what would I do with my time? You know, I treat it like like my time is valuable, in every aspect, because that's the only way I feel personally that I'm going to be able to grow it. If I just see myself as a little reseller, or saying, oh, there's too many people at the bins, or there's too many people penny shopping, I'm never going to get any pennies, or I'm never going to get any good items at the thrift. I start getting creative about other ways to make money and other ways to source. I don't just complain about the problem. I try to find a solution for everything. And I think that that's a big aspect, is a lot of people just think, oh, there's too many people going to the thrift. I didn't find anything good this week, so I'm not making any money as a reseller. I go to auctions. I do online sourcing on Facebook Marketplace. I go pick up people's trash after garage sales. I go to garage sales. I go dumpster diving. I will message my friends and family and ask if they have anything for sale. I will. I got a buddy of mine in my storage unit video. If you saw my storage unit video, I didn't actually buy an abandoned storage unit. My buddy called me and said, hey, I've got a storage unit. I haven't gone through it in 15 years. You want to come take anything you want and resell and just give me a portion of the profits? Now I'm in the consignment business because somebody called me and said, I got all this stuff. And I've already made over like $500 selling stuff I got for free. You know what I mean? So it's like there are so many ways to make money where if you feel like something's drying up in your area, if the thrift is too full, or if there's no good storage lockers to buy because auction pirates buying all of them and you can't get any of them, well, he's not going to stop buying them. So you got to figure out something else. It's just the way that I think about those types of things is, you got to move forward. You got to keep pressing on. You got to keep grinding. You got to keep hustling. Storage pirate's not going to stop buying storage units because you didn't get one today. What the Hales isn't going to stop making YouTube videos because, or buying storage units because Suburban Beard's channel isn't as big as theirs, and they feel bad for him. No, you just got to keep going. I'm telling you, man, I get fired up about this stuff.
Yeah, well, I think it depends on what your actual end goal is, right? Like we're talking about plans, right? We're talking about plans, and you gotta have plans. You gotta make plans. You have to make small, measurable goals, as we were talking about last week. But there's an ultimate goal. But before you can make those smaller goals, you have to have a big goal, right? At least that's how I do it. Like I have this big idea in my head, and for me to be able to get to it, I have to start working backwards until I make goals backwards from that angle to know where I'm going to start from. Because if you don't know where you're going to take your first step, you don't know where you have no idea where the second one's going to be. So how are you going to actually get to the end? You know what I'm saying? But you have to kind of know where the end is. So what do you guys think?
I mean, I got a lot I could say, but
I can keep talking, but I'm practicing this. What do you guys think? Thing, because I can talk
yeah,
for 4 hours straight too. But I'm
man,
practicing my communication skills. You want me to go? I'll go. Okay, I'll go. I'll keep going. So like when we're talking about that, right? We're talking about what drives you to do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you have to maintain a family. You have to pay your bills. You have to do all this stuff. But ultimately, if we're actually working in business and we want to grow a business, why is that? Right? And a lot of people, for the majority, will say, I want to make more money. For the majority, I would assume that they would say, I want to make more money. And I see nothing wrong with that. But my question is, why? Why do you want to make more money? And for me, people talk about time is money. I'm trying to flip that script because I don't believe that time is money. I believe that they're two completely different things. Because at the end of the day, you can spend money, you can lose money, and you can make money. You can do the same thing with time. You can spend time, you can lose time, and you can make time. The difference is that money you can get back, and time you can't. So once you spend your time, you're not gonna be able to get that back. Once you lose your time, you're not gonna be able to get that back. When you make time, that's a totally different situation. So unfortunately, you need money to be able to really make time. So I think I'm trying to flip the script on that, where it's instead of time is money, I want to do it where money is time. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I want to build the businesses that I want to build, which are starting off on a pivot point from reselling. I fully believe that reselling is a very small pivot point. You can make a living off of it. You can even grow it to where you're doing very well for yourself. But eventually, you want to pivot off of it and take a 3-point shot, or you want to slam dunk. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, so just to finish off, it's that's what it is. It's a stepping stone to continue building, because I do enjoy the concept of business and making money. But what I'm really passionate about is being able to make time. You get what I'm saying? That's what I want to do. I want to have more time to do YouTube videos, because I want to do YouTube videos to connect with people. For people to have a place where they can relate to me and they can feel like they're not alone. That's the only reason we even do a Bad Boys of Reselling to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like, we started out talking, me and Jordan, and it grew. And as it grew, I found this community, and I relate with them, and I connect with them. You know what I'm saying? It's the only reason I do it. I have not once done it for any monetary gain. I just got monetized, and it's enjoyable. It's pretty cool. Finally, all the hard work paid off, and people are showing their appreciation through donating to the channel. And
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations on that. It's awesome.
thanks, man.
You
And
know,
YouTube
yeah,
gives you, here's money, but ultimately, the money is like this this much of an issue to what the big goal is. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Well, for me, like the reselling thing is almost like the way I see it is like it's the fetal stage for me, like the very infancy stage of everything that I really want to do. Like I'm talking, reselling on my own to eventually having a team, having warehouses, traveling the country, making deals, flipping houses, whatever it ends up being. I want to do motivational speaking, I want to do coaching, all those kinds of things over time. But I have to, like you were saying, take the first step, and then build off of that, and slowly work my way up to where people can trust me. People see my knowledge and my information is valuable, where they're willing to pay for it. That's why everything I do, of course, at this point is free. I share everything for free. If anybody asks me anything on Instagram, I don't ask for any money or anything like that. I try to answer every question on YouTube or Instagram that somebody has, with honesty, and, as quick as possible. I try to stay active on that stuff, because people have real questions, you know. Um, but I don't think that there's anything wrong with, growing where people trust you and you can make money off of it. Like, I think that, like what storage auction pirate just said, like, you do it for the love, not for money. Like, I love people. I think that, eventually I'm going to get to a place where I would have to charge, because that's how much I believe in myself. Not that I'm this big person or I'm better than anybody by any means. Like, I am a cockroach in the world of reselling and in the world of knowledge and all that kind of stuff to other people. So, like, I don't think of myself any better than anybody else, or that I'm holier than thou, but I just want to help people. But eventually, like, for example, it's a good example is like The Prophet. You guys seen the show The Prophet? He finds businesses that are failing, basically, and then he goes in there as an investor. He gives them money. They give him a percentage of his business, and then he basically flips the business and starts to make it profitable. Like, eventually those are things that I would love to do, but he's charging for that service. He's changing somebody's life by rebranding or regrowing or or making their business profitable again from being at a loss, you know, and they need somebody that knows how to run a business successfully and say, this is what you're doing wrong, this is what you fix. But they're paying for that service by giving up equity in their company. You know, so I don't see anything wrong with those types of things in the future. It's the same thing with Shark Tank. You know, that's what they do, is just people go to them, you know. So I see all those things like long term for me. You know, like reselling is awesome. I love it. I love thrifting. You know, I love the treasure hunt and stuff like that. But ultimately, I do want to help people. I want people to know, like, hey, if you want to quit your 9 to 5, or if you're passionate about shoes, you know, or you're passionate about, you know, whatever, iPhones, or, you know, I don't know, cars, whatever it is, you know, you can make a living, or you can grow a business, you can be profitable, you know, at any time. But I think, again, for me, it all comes down to authenticity and integrity. Is I have to build myself as a brand that people can trust, you know, and that people want to actually ask advice for. And that could take years, you know, but I'm willing to play that long game because I believe that, you know, it can happen over time. I just have to develop those relationships, you know, and build the brand of myself that, you know, I am somebody you can trust. I'm somebody that's going to be honest, you know, and then people can go all the way back on my YouTube videos. You know, let's say 5 years from now, people can go back 5 years on my YouTube channel and be like, wow, he did start as a small reseller. He was going to the thrift by himself, and now he's got 10 employees, and, you know, he's taking his family on vacations, and he's doing the things that I've always wanted to do, you know, and people could follow my whole journey. Like, that's why I document YouTube, is, you know, to encourage people and to motivate people, not to make it seem like I'm the thrift god or anything like that, because I'm definitely not. I look up everything on eBay, you know, everything I pick, I look up. So I don't know, that's just some of stuff that goes through my mind.
It's part of the process of reselling, bro. You know, you got to look up everything that you come across.
And that's even when you're out grocery shopping. Even when we go out grocery shopping, I'm flipping over every box, everything, scanning it. Like, what can I flip this for? Like, is it worth anything? Like, I don't care where we are. We could be at a craft store. Like, literally anywhere we go, I'm always looking up something, or I'm looking at shoes. Like, I'm everywhere.
Dude, I was at the DMV. I was at the DMV the other day, and I put a picture on my Instagram story, but I was literally taking pictures of people's shoes and saying, looking at how much I could resell everybody's shoes in the DMV for while I was waiting in line. That's just like the way that my brain works, is like, I'm not going to sit on my phone on Facebook and just scroll through feeds. Like, I'm going to do something productive, you know, like looking at people's shoes and being like, oh, what brand is that? What are people wearing? What are people buying? You know, like, that's how my brain thinks. Is, you know, I look at shoes and I'm like, okay, there's 5 people sitting next to me out of 10 wearing Yeezys. So maybe Yeezys is something to look at, you know, or New Balance is why is everyone wearing New Balance? Why is everyone wearing this Nike shoe? You know, is it just for the look, or is it for the price, or what? And so then I started thinking about all that kind of stuff.
And that's like when I first started getting into reselling last year, like coming into it this year, I was out, I think we were doing like an Easter egg hunt or something. And I just kept, I always watch people. I'm definitely a people watcher.
Me too.
And when I'm out in public, I'm watching everything. And I'm watching like the whole crowd of people, and everybody was wearing, I mean, men, women, kids, everyone was wearing Under Armour. Whether it was shoes, a hoodie, t-shirt, long sleeve, a beanie, a regular ball cap, like they all had Under Armour stuff on. And I'm like, okay, so, I mean, I was already reselling Under Armour stuff, and I knew it was hot, but then it was just like the big eye opener was like, wow, I didn't realize like Under Armour was like that hot, because this whole crowd of like 300 people, like 80% of these people are wearing Under Armour.
Yeah, well, and two reasons for that is, well, one reason, well, no, there's multiple reasons why I think Under Armour is doing really well right now, but like, I had an Under Armour hoodie that I literally picked up at the bins. I put it on eBay for like $29 or something. You know, it was really nice. But I had like 18 watchers on it on eBay. And I'm like, it's a $29 hoodie. Why is no one buying this thing? But there's so many watchers on it. It was just a basic hoodie that said Under Armour, but it was like the inside was a different color than the outside, but it wasn't reversible. but it was like the hood was like a teal turquoise color and the hood or the sweatshirt was gray. But I had so many people watching it. It just really was crazy. Someone asked a question real quick. I didn't want to miss it. It said, do you ever have a YouTube troll mess with your eBay auctions? So me personally, I very rarely run auctions unless it's something super rare. And I haven't really had much luck with auctions selling at anything near where I was hoping to get it for. So I don't do a lot of them. I do get a lot of low ballers and time wasters on eBay and Poshmark, but that's just kind of part of the business to expect. Like I have a baseball bat listed for $180 right now that I picked up at a thrift store, and I've already had $200 offers for it, and I've just counter offered, but they declined the offer because they're just expecting for a deal, you know. But somebody that wants that specific bat because it's a $300 bat brand new will pay me somewhere between $130 and $180 for it, so I'm willing to wait. But no trolls. I have trolls on my YouTube channel and my Instagram, though. A lot of people telling me I'm a piece of garbage.
I'm gonna break down my theory on trolls. Ready? I don't like talking about trolls, but I'm gonna talk about it. Look, a troll is, I call a person a troll only and if when they are doing it out of spite or out of some sort of ill will. That's a troll. So when I get a thumbs down, I don't necessarily call that person a troll. Like I don't know who thumbs me down. I made a comment on Alexis KIT Enterprises video. You guys should go subscribe to her. She's a really awesome person. Made a comment because she was mentioning thumbs down. I was like, thumbs down are good, and not for what the majority of YouTubers say. Because YouTubers will tell you that they like thumbs down because it helps their analytics. Honestly, that's coming from a prideful place. All you're doing is like defending your pride when you say, "Oh, it helps me, so you can do it all you want." And I'm not making fun of nobody. So if you take it that way, I'm sorry. You can thumbs down my video. Don't thumbs down Jordan's video.
Thumbs down right now.
I like a thumbs down because it lets me know that there's something in the video that someone did not like. But when it's a troll and you don't know who thumbs you down, see, I appreciate a person to thumb me down and tell me why, so I can fix it. When I don't get a reason why, then guess what? It could have been a troll. That's all I gotta say about it.
Well, but tell
you guys, go to all my videos and I'd rather have all thumbs down than thumbs up, dude. Because I want people to be raw and honest with me. It's just people are afraid to be honest because they think they're going to hurt your feelings. The majority of people, they take the truth and it hurts them, so it offends them and all that stuff. But I like to be raw. You need to tell me the truth. Like, I don't even know what I've been through. Tell me the truth so I can fix it because I want to better myself and I want to better the content for you guys. That's
I see it as motivation, honestly. When I get thumbs downs or I get mean comments or whatever you want to say, or people that unfollow me or whatever, I see it as motivation. Like you were saying, one, to figure out what I'm doing wrong or what people don't like. I'm not going to be fake, you know, but if people don't like my personality, maybe someone thinks I'm too aggressive or I'm too loud or I talk too much or whatever, like, okay, that's understandable. Like, I'm not the same as, for example, Matt over at Part-Time Pickers. He's very calm. He's very quiet. He's very like, hey guys, so I'm at the thrift store today and I'm going to show you what sold on eBay. And that's great. Everybody's personality is different. So like, I just see it as motivation to either, you know, figure out what they didn't like about the video or how I could improve, or it just fuels me to know that people are jealous, you know, or are upset that they're not doing, you know, what makes them happy, because ultimately I'm doing what makes me happy. And if they're unhappy with their own life, they're going to try to bring other people down with them. I mean, misery loves company, you know, so, you know, everybody knows that. So, you know, people are going to try to bring other people down with them. And I just see it as motivation. Like, hey, if people, you know, are not necessarily jealous, but if other people are upset that I'm living my best life, then I'm doing something right. You know, that people see that I'm living my best life and I'm happy. And I hope that ultimately that changes that person's life and makes them realize like they can have the same type of lifestyle and happiness and, you know, joy in their life, you know?
See, the end of the day says, if I like someone's channel because I like them, and I don't like what that particular video is about, I just won't like it. But I won't thumbs down it. That's respectable. But the thing is that people are so sensitive, dude, right? So
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
because I was about to tell Linda, it would be cool if you would at least tell them, hey, look, I love you as a friend. So I'm telling you this to help you. Right? This is I like the video, but there was this thing in it that I did not like, right? But people are afraid to, hurt people, right? Because people are sensitive and people don't understand the good in that, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's like in Jordan's video, for example. Like, I didn't thumbs down his video, but in one of his videos, I knew that he had a big wad of dip in his mouth, and I left a comment about it, but I saw that other people left a comment about it too, so I don't know if those people thumbs down the video per se or not, but like, you can tell that somebody noticed it and was like, ew, that's gross to them.
And
For me, it was more of a joke because it was I said something like, I think I said that wad of dip was about as big as your penny fine that day or something like that.
As big as your eBay sales.
Yeah, it's about as big as your eBay sales. So, like, I mean, a joke about
like $3 worth of stuff.
If somebody was chewing, spit and dip, and they had the big cup, and they're like, while they're trying to make the video, I probably would just click off of the video. I'm not going to sit there and comment and thumbs down and say, like, I'm not watching your videos anymore. I'm just going to go to another video.
Meanwhile, all of Tennessee and Kentucky would be like, I really like this guy right here.
Exactly.
Right.
Some people relate to that. I don't relate to chewing tobacco, so it's just not my thing. But I'm not gonna like.
All of Tennessee be like,
it's so funny because just recently that comment has been popping up, but there is about 120 more videos before that one. That there's a dip in my mouth in every single video, and there is one right now, and like everyone's like losing their minds in the past like 4 videos that popped up, and I'm like, nothing's changed and nothing's gonna change. So
yeah, I think like I was saying earlier, it's about authenticity. I mean, you just be you. Gary V, has answered so many times in his interviews and stuff. People ask, why do you cuss so much? Why are you so vulgar? And he says it's just him. Like, it's him being his 100% authentic self. If he tried not to cuss, he feels like he would be a fake version of himself. So, like, for me, like, I'm a Christian, I go to church, I, pay my tithes, and, I don't cuss, I don't smoke, I don't drink. That's just me personally. I don't think myself any better than anybody else, but I still respect Gary as an entrepreneur, just because I don't personally cuss doesn't mean that, like, I think that he's a terrible person for it. But I respect that he just says, this is my authentic self. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch my videos because this is who I am and I'm not going to be fake. If you chew tobacco or whatever, and that's what you've been doing since day one, and that's who you are, that's what you do, like, you do you, and people who don't like it can, click to the next video if they don't like it, I was just making more of a joke when I said what I did, but I don't like hate people that dip or smoke or anything like that. It's just their personal life choices. It's just not what I do, and that's why everybody's videos are different,
Yeah, I think hate is a very strong word. And
for
Jordan,
sure.
After those comments, did you change anything about the dip? Were you more conscious about it at the very least, or did you?
I was definitely more conscious about it, but like everyone's saying now, like, oh, I can't tell. It's like, well, it's been in there a while, and in those recent videos, it was like I literally just put one in and hit record, so it was like this huge wad sticking right out. So it's like usually after it's in there a while, like it settles into its spot, then it's fine. But yeah, I've definitely been a lot more conscious about it. But it's just funny that like everyone like started freaking out like all of a sudden over it, but I could care less.
I mean, it's the same thing with music. If every rapper was the same beat, the same song, if every country song was the same chords, was the same vocals, if every metal song was the same breakdown, you could put it in any genre, any category of life. If everybody's box of crayons was all black crayons or all blue crayons, there'd be no creativity in this world, because there'd only be black or there'd only be blue, you know? And so like, that's why YouTube community in general is amazing. And even people who watch, like, I value every single comment, every single person who follows me on Instagram. Like, I don't just see myself as like an influencer. Like, I value the people who watch me and take time out of their own day, their own schedule, and consume my content. Like, I value that a lot. It's hard to describe in, you know, on a YouTube video, but I value that stuff, you know? And, you know, if everybody was the same, then life would be boring. So that's why I made a joke about it. You know, people tell me I look like a hobo all the time because of my beard, you know, or, you know, people tell me I have a big nose, you know, or whatever. It's like,
and you walk through Goodwill with your big beard and your big nose and your head held high.
I know, you know, but I'll never, you know, have the same Miami spunk that Alex has. You know, I'll never have the same Dollar General passion that Jordan has, you know, and that's what, you know, it's just not me, you know. So like, I had a lot of fun when I made that Instagram post about going to Dollar General, and finding the penny items is such a rush, but I have no desire to teach people how to penny shop because I don't even like using the DG app.
Right.
You know, but I like watching your videos and seeing what's a penny, and then me going and looking for those items, you know. And that's why your channel's growing. That's why people watch your videos, you know. That's why people like watching Storage Auction Pirate. I'm just keep saying him because he's in the chat, you know, because he's such a good guy, and he's all about, you know, loving people and being real and kindness and all that kind of stuff. And people relate to that. You know, he's not just some you know, Storage Wars TV celebrity that thinks he's better than everybody. I mean, he's really down to earth, and he just loves people, and he loves sharing what he does.
Mike is an OG, man. Me and Mike, that's my dog. Yo, Mike, what's up, bro? Yo, straight up though, you know, we were talking about all this, and something came to mind. I can't remember exactly who. Well, okay, I think I know who it was, but I'm not gonna say who it was. But they mentioned, you know, they were like, they said, you know, like, I can be a Democrat and they could be a Republican or something, right? But that doesn't change the fact, you know, like, they're still good people. So just because we have differences doesn't mean that, you know, I don't like them. You know what I mean? Or I'm not gonna stop talking to them, or I'm gonna hate on them because they have a different political view than me, right? And you know, it's just that's how the world should be, but it's not. It's not like that. You know, unfortunately, the majority of people just, well, it's the way the world has become, bro. You know, with media.
It's really sad, honestly.
I was talking about this with somebody. You know, social media in itself is not natural, right? Because it's you know, back then, before we had computers, I mean, you would meet a girl at a diner or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you would talk to her, and then you walk her home because you didn't even have phones. You know what I'm saying? Like socializing was so different than it is now. So people get on social media, and it's too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally. And the thing is, the crazy thing is that you'll have 200 friends on Facebook, but you won't feel loved because someone else has 2 million friends, you know? And it's just, we got to take a step back, kind of look at ourselves. And this goes along with business too, because if you can't put these things together in perspective and really take a step back, look at yourself, analyze your situation, and be grateful for what you do have, you know, you're never going to be grateful for what you get in the future. So you can have all the things that you think are going to make you better, you know what I'm saying, in whichever way you want to put that, but you're never going to feel better because you never took that one step back to really analyze your situation and be grateful for right now, you know?
Yeah, here's kind of leading off of that. Here's the way that I look at, you know, my business and my life is, you know, one, I want to live life with no regrets, you know, but, you know, I honestly believe that if you love something or you like something a lot and you want to give it a shot, like if you work the 9 to 5, like I'll just use Jordan's career, for example. because he said what he does. If you're a car painter, and you're just doing that to make money, but ultimately you want to be an artist, a musician, you want to write music, you want to be a producer or whatever, I am the type of person that I believe that you should stop what you're doing and you should follow your dream, because worst case scenario, if it doesn't work out, you can go back and get that painting job. That painting job will always be there. But the missed opportunity of not knowing if you are going to fulfill your ultimate passion, you know like for me, I never planned on being a full-time reseller, and honestly real estate isn't even my passion, but I do like helping people. Like, again, that's what it comes down to. I'm in real estate because I like helping people, but if if you are doing something that you don't like to do something else, because you can always go back and do something you don't like to do. You can always, I could go get a job at Volkswagen dealership down the street from my house and make 60, 70,000 a year selling cars. But I would work 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. I would be controlled by someone else's time, like you were saying, Alex, time, and that's just not for me. But if I thought that I was going to be a music artist, and then things didn't work out, and I needed to go back and make money, there's always another job I can go back and get. So why not take the chance, and at least say that you tried it? Like that's what I'm starting to do with my business is, I'm starting to try to do things that I normally wouldn't do, like spending more money. I'm sure, for a lot of people, I can't speak for anybody, maybe for Mike, or for you, Alex, like when I first started, I was looking for items that were only maybe 99 cents because I didn't want to, spend a lot of money at the thrift and lose money. So I wasn't buying expensive items. In my last video, I spent $200 at one Goodwill buying shoes. That's the most money I've ever spent at a Goodwill. But I mean, Mike spends thousands of dollars on storage units now. I'm sure it probably started off at hundreds or less, $50 a unit, $40 a unit. You don't just, maybe, I mean, some people are just good like that, but, those kinds of things, it's just like really important to me to follow your dreams, to chase your passions, and that's why I'm so passionate about helping people and making videos and talking, like even in these live streams. That stuff is so important to me. Like, you ultimately got to find value and contentment in what you do. Like, I find contentment in serving at my church, helping the youth group, and helping the youth department. Like, I ultimately find a lot of my fulfillment and contentment, being able to have that freedom where I don't work on Wednesdays and I can go help out the youth group at my church. Because I believe, that teenagers really need a lot of love, a lot of compassion, and a lot of leadership in their life. And a lot of teenagers don't get that from their parents. A lot of teenagers come from broken homes. So for me, that's really fulfilling. For someone else, it might be fulfilling, like what Jordan does, to buy stuff at penny items and then donate it to a good cause. And there's fulfillment in that. And now he has the freedom to be able to do that. And man, I could just talk about this kind of stuff all day.
That piece of advice of, if you're doing something you don't like, and you should go do something you like. I stand by that. I stand behind that piece of advice, but I like to give it out with a little bit of a caution, because you do.
I'm a risk taker, so that's why I'm more of just like a jump in type of person.
Anybody can go out, leave everything behind, right? And go out into the wilderness, bro, and live in a tent and be totally happy. Everybody can do that. But it takes a certain amount of humility to be able to do that. And it takes a certain amount of self understanding and knowledge of yourself. And you have to have a lot of forgiveness in your life. And there's a lot of stuff. You have to work on yourself to be able to do something like that. Like, you're not going to go out into the wilderness and be happy automatically or feel like a big weight is lifted off of your shoulders automatically. No, you're going to struggle. It's going to suck. You're going to have to, hunt and find berries and stuff, but you can totally be happy doing that as long as you understand yourself. You get what I'm saying? So like you can totally quit your job right now, and I promise you quit your job and chase whatever dream and passion you got. But you have to have a full understanding of how you work and how you think and how you feel and how you act. And you have to have a certain amount of humility to be able to do that, because you will struggle and it will suck. No matter how much humility you have, you're gonna have moments of suckiness. Like it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
But depending on the amount of humility, gratitude you have, and passion, if you do it for ambition, you're gonna hit a bump in the road and it's gonna hurt you, and hit a brick wall. But if you do it for passion, it's a whole different game.
You absolutely have to have the drive, though, like you were saying, in the ambition, because anybody can quit their job and go try something else. But if you honestly don't believe in yourself that you'll do whatever it takes to succeed, like for me, my driving factor was when I lost my job in February, I was a corporate director for an IT company. So I was doing pretty well, you know what I mean? And I had my real estate license. When I lost my job as a corporate director, I was putting in applications. I was applying for other jobs. I was applying for sales jobs, for IT jobs, for marketing jobs. My degree is in business management. I was doing all of those types of things. And, I just determined in myself and in my heart that if I don't get a job, within the next 30 days, because I had my paychecks were 2 weeks out. So I had 2 paychecks still coming after I lost my job. If I don't get a job, then I need to make this full time. Like I need to support my family, so I had something that drove me to believe in myself. And, that's ultimately what it came down for me, is just having the drive to say like, okay, I am not getting any calls from these applications I filled out. I've sent my resume. I've called back the companies. I've asked for jobs. I've walked in, I've went in with a suit and tie. I did all those things, and it wasn't really like providing any interviews for me. So I just said, okay, well, I'm going to have to figure it out. And at that point, I switched my mentality from expecting, a full-time job to just land in my lap to, I need to pay my bills this month. And so I started selling stuff around my house and saying like, okay, I'm going to start selling my Super Nintendo collection. Like it's a little bit of a, bump for me, I guess you could say, because it was like something that I really valued. But paying my bills and providing for my family was more valuable than a Super Nintendo that sat in my closet. And then I started seeing how much money I was making. I found that camera, at a garage sale, and I sold it for $850. I'm like, okay, I can keep doing this. You got this. You can do it. And then I just started pushing myself and watching other YouTube videos and researching and spending time on eBay and learning in the reselling community on Instagram, learning brands to sell. That's all stuff behind the scenes that people don't see on a day-to-day basis, from people like myself, So, like all that comes down to, I'm not telling anybody to just quit their job, but you have to be smart about it. You have to either know, that you have money to provide while you do this, to grow your business, grow your brand, your art, your rap company, or your as a musician, whatever you want to be, or you have to believe in yourself so much that no matter what it takes, you're not going to sleep at night. You're not going to go partying. You're not going to go clubbing on the weekends. You're not going to go downtown. You're not going to go to the hookah lounge, and just waste your time. You're going to spend every second of what you're doing investing in yourself. And that's really what I did, when I lost my job, is I spent every waking moment consuming content, learning from other people, watching motivational videos, Tony Robbins, Gary Vee, Simon Sinek, all these big guys, that have proven themselves. It's like, yeah, they're at the top now, but they created that platform, and now they're in a place where they can give that kind of advice, because they didn't just have that handed to them on a silver platter. I can tell you that. Some people, you can argue, Donald Trump was handed, his parents' company, or whatever you want to say. His parents gave him $1 million to start his first business or whatever, but he did something with it, and I'm not trying to get political. I'm just using him as an example because he took the million and did something with it. He didn't just take the million and buy a Ferrari and then say, I suck at business, So.
Yeah, man. I mean, right? And
But
and
like,
go ahead, George.
were you reselling before you lost your job?
So I wasn't really reselling specifically, but what I was doing is before I had my corporate job as an IT director, I owned a scooter and motorcycle shop. It was a franchise, and I was always flipping used scooters. So I would buy a used scooter from a customer that sold it, or find one on Facebook. I would fix it up because I had the business to do it. The parts were cheap, whatever, and then I would resell it either in my store or I'd resell it on Facebook Marketplace. So I kind of knew how to um, resell stuff. It's just kind of always been in my sales. Really has always been in my blood. Like when I was in high school, I would bring candy bars from the gas station. I'd buy 3 for $1 and I'd sell them for $1 each in high school. To my friends and other people. Like people would all come up to me and be like, "What you got this week?" You know, it's like I was a drug dealer for candy bars because people just knew I always had some with me. You know, and I was just always trying to find a way to make money. Like it's just in my blood to make money, and to figure it out. And I just believe in myself, man. Like that, I think that's the biggest component of all of my business is I really believe in myself. Like, and not in a cocky way. I believe that I am going to be successful. I believe that I could be the next Grant Cardone, or I could be the next Tony Robbins, or the next Gary Vee. Like I just believe in myself. Gary Vee, one thing I love about him is he is multimillionaire, 100 millionaire, whatever. He's got all these corporations, and yet he still is so humble that he says things like, I'm just in the beginning stages. I'm just getting started. He wants to buy the New York Jets. Like that's his big thing right now. As he tells people always say, "Gary, what's next? What's next? You have everything you want." It's not about the things for him. Like he doesn't drive fancy cars. He doesn't, float Lamborghinis. He doesn't, claim to be this big hotshot. He wears t-shirts and jeans when he does speaking gigs, and he wants to buy the New York Jets. A lot of people, like, that is so not even like up here to even think about. Like that's why I love him, is because he's so far up here. He's so up here on that he's not even on other people's levels, where he's thinking about buying the New York Jets even from when he was a kid. Like it's not just because he's got millions now. He says it all the time that he's wanted to own the Jets, and that's a dream of his. Will it come true? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But he believes that he's going to be the owner of the Jets one day. And I honestly believe that, anything I set my mind to, or anything I want to make a goal for, that I will smash that goal, and I'll prove myself that I could do it. I just have that drive in me.
Well, he does that, I believe, because there's a concept behind it. It's putting this goal that's so unobtainable, so almost impossible to do, right? Which it's not, but still, it's a really big goal, right?
It's a really big goal, yeah.
By setting yourself up for that goal, you're almost never going to reach it. That means you're never going to stop trying. And that's what an entrepreneur is to me. Everybody mentions entrepreneurship. With all respect to everybody, you can unsubscribe from me, man. It's all good. I love you either way. But entrepreneur isn't somebody who owns a business. It's not somebody who sells stuff. It's not an entrepreneur is somebody who fails a lot.
But it's willing to get back up. That's really the difference.
Yeah, and a person who fails a lot and doesn't stop ever trying to reach whatever it is they're trying to reach for whatever reason. There's nothing wrong with money. I say it all the time. If that's your passion, if you're passionate about money, just make sure it's not greed, because greed will eventually leave you alone in the end with nothing. You'll have nothing, and when I say nothing, I mean you'll be totally empty inside. So don't chase greed. It's fine to enjoy making money. Just make sure it's not because of greed.
Yeah, well, and Kent's saying something really good here. Walt Disney, Steve Jobs. I mean, Thomas Edison failed making the light bulb, 1,000 times before he got it right. Walt Disney went bankrupt 7 times. Steve Jobs was told that he'd be a nobody, that his computer, design and his software was going to get outrun by Bill Gates and all that kind of stuff. And, those people didn't give up. But, dang, there was something I was going to say there about what you were saying.
Greed.
Oh, so
So
again,
I already knew.
I'm not trying to be religious on anybody. So, just the principle of this. So, like the Bible says that the love of money is the root of all evil. The Bible doesn't say that money is the root of all evil. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. And that's basically talking about greed, like what you were saying. And that's, for me, like, that's a biblical principle I live by. Like, I'm not chasing money, but I use money as a tool. Money is a tool to be able to do whatever you want to do in life, whether you want to go on vacations or you want to pay your bills or you want to go to school or whatever. It's the love of money where you're so consumed with just having more of it. Like what's the railroad guy who built all the railroads back in the day? Not Rutherford. Why can't I think of his name? Maybe someone in the comments can let me know. It's the big train railroad guy. I can't think of his name.
Monopoly Man.
No, not Monopoly Man, but Rockefeller. Yes, J.D. Rockefeller. Someone asked him in an interview and said, how much money is enough? And his answer was just one more dollar. That to me is a mind-blowing statement. Basically, he's never going to be happy. He's never going to be content. He's never going to, feel fulfilled because it's never enough for him. And to me, that's just no way to live. And, Mike was saying over here, greed is why people sell their souls and screw over others. It's why people put their money in the casinos and in scratch-off tickets, and there's nothing wrong with playing scratch-off ticket if you like it. I mean, I buy scratch-off tickets from once in a while, but I don't religiously believe that the only way I'm going to get ahead in life is if I win the lottery. I don't play the lottery. Like I don't buy quick picks. I don't play Powerball.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but have you heard the stories of? Hey, I'm laughing because I'm a jerk, but it's sad, the stories of the people who've won lotteries. You know what I'm saying?
99% of them go bankrupt within 3 years. Like, that's the statistic. They don't know what to do with $500 million. They don't know what to do with $100 million. They do, but they don't.
Exactly. If I keep, go ahead, Julie. What's up?
So that's how I have the house I live in.
You won the lottery?
No. The lady that we bought the house from won the lottery and lost the house.
Really?
There you go. Let me ask you. Somebody asked me not too long ago. They go, well, before I get to that question, I want to ask you a personal question, and you can feel free not to answer, and I'll totally respect that. But what is the most amount of money that you've ever actually had?
Me?
Yeah. Whether it's in your savings or under your mattress or wrapped up.
It'd probably be somewhere around 200,000.
Okay.
But George, that's because I sold a business. But I used it like to pay for, put a down payment on my house and things like that. I drive a 2003 Honda Civic. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have nice fancy cars. My house is 1,100 square feet. I have a storage unit for all my stuff because I don't have space for it in my house. And that money went very quickly because I used it to pay my wife's, student loans, her college tuition, put a down payment on a house so we could, pay off some of our debts. I owed money on the business, obviously. So when I sold it, I didn't get all 200,000, but, my wife's father passed away years ago, and we got a small settlement of his life insurance. That was like 30,000. I used that to buy my first business. So,
well, the reason I mainly asked was to get to the next question, but because I feel if you answered, I should answer the same thing. But I want to know if Jordan wants to feel free to answer. Like, what's the biggest amount of money you've had in just one shot? And guys in the chat, feel free to answer as well if you want to, because it's going to lead to another question.
For me, it was 16,000, but I had to fork that over for a septic system we had to put in when we bought this house.
Okay.
But that was a lot of flipping and a lot of hustling and a lot of late nights. But then to sit there and hand over 16 grand, it was like, ouch.
All right. Well, I personally have had close to $100,000 cash money, trash to cash. I've had close to $100,000. Like, that's why I know what like $10,000 and $100 bills looks like, and like how much how much fits in a JanSport book bag, and like I know those things, right? But the main reason I asked that, right? Because somebody had asked me, what would you do if right now, like, take a step back, think about it really good before you answer, and ask yourself, what would you do if you had $1 million right now, right? Like out of nowhere, you got $1 million. What would your first reaction be? And then I'll go ahead and answer first. Me, I wouldn't know what the hell to do. To be honest, 100% honest, I would not know what to do right then and there. As soon as I found out, then I would like take it easy, right? But my first initial reaction would be like, what the hell am I wouldn't know where to start. I wouldn't know where to start because I've never had that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, unfortunately, a lot of people they hit the lottery, and they don't last. They make bad decisions. But what would you guys? Okay, what would you guys?
I saw that.
What would your first reaction be? Right, like.
I think most people's reaction, and it's really funny you asked that question because I was cleaning out my grandfather's estate this whole weekend, so I almost missed the live show because of it. But I was literally talking to my dad about that exact same question earlier tonight. And most people's answer would be something like pay off debt, pay my bills, buy a house, buy a Ferrari, or whatever. And for me, I would invest almost all of it into my business. I would scale my business 10x what I'm doing right now. I would hire employees. I would set systems in place to be able to make wholesale deals. I would build connections with people that, now that I have money, I can go in and say, hey, I've got 100K, I'm ready to buy, can we partner up? I would grow my business. And I'd probably pay off the rest of my debts, which I am going to start making a series on starting in January about becoming debt free in 2020 because I'm on track and I'm set to be 100% debt free except my mortgage, which I don't owe much on at this point in 2020. So it's going to be a really cool series I'm looking forward to making is like, showing people how much credit card debt I'm paying off every month from reselling and those kinds of things. But that's pretty much what I'd use the money for. I'd pay my debts and then I'd grow my business. I'd invest a lot into. I would actually pay somebody full-time salary to follow me around, record me, edit my videos, and make the YouTube content that I want to make, but I don't have the time to do. Like I would make YouTube videos every day if I could afford that. So I would definitely hire someone to follow me around.
What about you, Jordan?
I would definitely pay off all of our debts for sure. Be the absolute first thing I would do. Pay off my house. But actually, I'd pay off both of my houses and our cars, and then the rest I would definitely invest.
See that's the thing, right? Have you ever thought before I asked that, right? Have you guys?
You should real quick. You should put some of these other people in the comments their responses to this question while we're talking too, so we can highlight those because I think there's some really good ones there.
You know
what other people would do.
We're happy you're here, man. sorry, guys in the chat. I've been reading the chat a little bit.
Linda had a really good answer. Every day, I'm hustling. Said if I would hit the lottery or hit on DraftKings, I would invest it and then take off work for 2 weeks because she said I'd pay everything off, buy a nice motorhome, travel the states, friends and family and charity. To answer your question honestly, the very first thing I would do with $1 million is tithe 10% to my church. So right off the bat, before I even did anything with the money, because that's just a personal belief of mine, as being Christian, whatever, I believe that that's a good answer too. But I would pay tithes off of the 100K or the 1 million. So 100K right off the bat without even thinking about it would be, go to the church. It's God's money. That's the way I believe it. So.
Yeah, everybody's answer in the chat is pretty cool. I mean, it all comes down to the same thing, except for Kent. Kent's answers are always just a little funnier than the normal, right? But
I hope I'm not condemning anybody. Like, that is not why I said that at all. Please don't take it that I'm making anybody feel like a heathen. I'm so sorry. That is not what I'm trying to say. It's just
no,
being honest. I'm being brutally honest. The very first thing I would do with the million is tithe to my church.
that's awesome, dude. I mean, I respect that. I respect that all the way. Um, this is the thing though, man. Everybody had an answer that was way too fast. You were put on a spot. We were all put on a spot, but everybody had an answer already. But I don't think it was an answer that was really thought through. See, I like Talbert's mom's answer because she said she would talk to a financial advisor, and that would actually be my first actionable step. Right? Would be talk to somebody in confidence that can advise me. Not necessarily an advisor like somebody I found on the yellow pages or on Google, you know what I'm saying? But like somebody that I could really trust in and speak to that has dealt with that sort of situation. And if I'm looking to invest, I would definitely talk to an investor who has had that experience with that amount of money, right? So I would talk to somebody first. That would be my first move because yeah, it's like we're talking about the plans and the goals and the main goals and the end goals and all that. And yeah, Nate, you're right. Those people do want to line their pockets, but that's why I say I wouldn't just pick just any old body off of Google, right? You want to get somebody that you can truly trust. So if you're in business and you don't really know anybody yet, start getting to build some serious relationships with some people that if that day comes, if you're really serious about building your business, that day will eventually come. That people that you can actually talk to and get advice from because you don't want to go up to the guy that straight and it's no offense to anybody, but you don't want to go up to me. Like if you had $1 million and you came to me for advice, I wouldn't charge you nothing. And two, my advice would be go find somebody else. But somebody else would try to take advantage of you, right? So that's you want to look for somebody that's been through that situation. Same thing with when you're looking for information on YouTube. You don't just go to any old Joe. You find somebody that you feel has been through what you want to go through and is where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Would say, I got you. Now give me the dough, bro. Yeah, something like that, Ken, you're right. As a business person with the mindset and goals I have, I know exactly what I would do today. That's good, Nate. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. But not everybody does, right? So, you know, me personally, I know what I would do. I would reach out to my buddy who was a multimillionaire, who has offered me money to do whatever I want to do with no strings attached. Like that's how close our relationship is.
Wow.
And I haven't asked him for any of that. But yeah, he has been there. So like I personally, if I would go for that, I would reach out to him. I'm like, hey bro, look, this just happened. What should I do? And I know I can confide in him to tell me the exact. He'll give me his advice, and then ultimately it's up to me to choose it. You know what I'm saying? What do you guys think?
I think I wish I had millionaire friends that would give me that kind of money.
Yeah, I know, right? It's very tempting, bro. Very tempting. Very tempting.
But at the same time, like I can say from experience, like my father, for example, he probably, I don't know how much he makes, but I know he makes probably somewhere between 300 and 500,000 a year, but I'm not involved in his business. He doesn't just give me money. He doesn't pay for my bills. He doesn't buy me a nice car. My dad's worked hard for his money and he deserves it. He earned it, and I don't ever want to be, fed off of a silver spoon or whatever that, old phrase is, and so like, I asked my dad for money one time and then I told him, actually, I don't want it because it would just change me in here. Because then every time I needed money, my first thought would be, I need to go ask dad for money instead of me going, I need to figure out how I can make this money. And I think that's made me who I am today is, I don't have any desire to ask my father for his money. Not if he offered it to me, and said like, hey, I want to give you some money, I would obviously gladly take it, and I would do certain things with it with my business and grow my business and things like that. But, I'm not just like sitting around doing this reselling thing, hoping one day that my dad's going to give me a check for $100,000 and all my problems are going to go away.
Yeah.
I don't think like that at all. And I'm sure you don't either. Like, I don't want you to take it the wrong way. That wasn't what I was saying at all.
Oh, I definitely don't. I definitely don't do that.
I just like, it doesn't bother me at all that my dad is wealthy and makes 6 figures a year and I don't have any of that money. It doesn't bother me at all because I'm my own human being. I'm responsible for my own choices. I'm responsible for my own, life. And that's why I'm so passionate about this and why my goals for 2020, and the things I want to do, like, my goal is in 2020 is to gross over $100,000 in sales, on eBay, Amazon, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, whatever platforms I'm selling on. Like, I'll just tell you right now, that's my goal. And you can keep me accountable. You can watch my YouTube videos and see the progress if it happens or not. But that's my goal, is to gross 100,000 and net probably about 75,000 next year. If I could do that, then, I know that I can scale this thing,
So let me make sure it's clear. So you want to gross 100,000 on each platform?
No, total.
Total, okay. Total.
I want to gross 100,000 in sales online.
And you want to net 75.
I want to net 75.
So in other words, you're talking about like you're going to be getting your cost of goods is going to be extremely low.
Very low, yes. But I have plans for how I'm going to make that happen. It's not just numbers I'm throwing out. Wholesale deals I'm working on where I'm going to get thousands of units of inventory for pennies on the dollar. But I have to pay up for it, up front. Like, I got to buy 1,000 units of old corporate phones, for pennies on the dollar, and it's going to be a $2,000 investment that I can turn into $20,000. But it's going to take over time. It's not going to just be like an instant $20,000 flip. So, but I'm like, it's on my whiteboard right here. You know what I mean? Like, I got to move out of the way. Like, hold me accountable to it and tell me, like, yo, Drew, you said you were going to do this, so you better start hustling because you're halfway through the year and you're not where you need to be, or you'll be like, dang, Drew's on his way, but that's just what I believe. Someone said, my parents have 500,000 house on a lake. My dad passed in October. I want nothing but for my mom to be taken care of. But my demon-possessed sister has become evilly greedy. I'm scared because she hates my mom. That's a really rough situation. I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't mean to laugh. I'm sorry. That's terrible. I hope that everything works out. But, family stuff is very hard. Like, I'm literally just this whole weekend, I've been going through my grandfather's estate, because he passed away from cancer, and just having to sell all of my grandparents' stuff, for basically nothing. Stuff they've collected their whole life, artwork and paintings and, China and all this kind of stuff that's like just stuff that they loved. And now it's just basically being given away or donated to Goodwill or given to me to resell. It's just like, it's just terrible. Family is very hard sometimes, especially with, deaths in the family and stuff, it's just always tough, especially when money's involved, because people get real greedy real fast. I'll say that.
See, the three things, money, power, and fame. Money, power, and fame, man. That's what'll bring out the bad in people. It can bring out the good. In most cases, it brings out the bad. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it firsthand. I've seen what money, power, and fame do to people.
I mean, look at Logan Paul. You know what I mean? You know who that is, right?
Yeah, as a YouTuber, right?
Yeah, I mean, he started off on Vine, and he got famous real quick, and then, he started making a lot of money. He was doing really good, and then he kind of lost control, and he basically made a really bad video in the suicide forest of Japan, and like his whole career kind of like took a downhill turn, but he slowly built it back up, you know. Um, Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, I'm listening, man. I'm all ears, dude.
No, I was just saying, like, he kind of just messed up his career, because of the money and the fame and all this kind of stuff, the social status of being. He basically, I think it was 2018. I don't remember what year it was, but he was like the fastest growing YouTube channel in 2018. He basically like went from literally zero to I think 16 million subscribers in 1 year or something, and it was like the fastest growing YouTube channel in YouTube history as far as like time frame. And then his brother Jake Paul did like 5 million subscribers in 6 months or something. I don't know the exact number, so don't hold me to that. But they both just got big into the fame, the fortune, the Ferraris, the Lambos, the lifted, Mercedes G wagons, and the big houses, and living in LA and all that kind of stuff. But eventually, all that stuff will catch up to you if you're not like, you know, down to earth and you don't have a plan for what you're doing. You're just spending money as you're making it. It'll eventually all catch up to you, whether it's paying your taxes or, making a bad video where you're exposed on YouTube and you put yourself on a platform for everybody to see, and people are looking up to you as a role model, and then, you mess up. But,
I mean, yeah. I mean, sorry. Go ahead. I do that. I'm bad. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. Yeah, I mean, now he's back at the top. You know what I mean? He did like a boxing fight with KSI, which is another YouTuber, and they grossed hundreds of millions of dollars together doing that. But, I mean, he fell because he got to a point where he couldn't. He wasn't in control of his own life anymore. He was basically letting YouTube control his life, and social media and his followers. And he made a mistake, and he had to man up for it. And it took him off his YouTube game for a while, but now he's making videos again, but
yeah, and again, I reiterate this because I think it's so true. There is nothing wrong with having a whole bunch of material stuff, nice Ferraris, a big mansion. There is nothing wrong with having that stuff. It's why you have it that'll really make it, whether it's good or bad for you. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad for anybody else. It only matters if it's good or bad for you. And the why is really important. Why do you have the Ferrari? Why do you have the big house?
Yeah. Are you trying to fulfill something, fill a void in your life by having a Ferrari and making other people jealous of you, or are you doing it because you were successful and it was your end goal? Like, one of your goals was to own a Ferrari by the time you were, 40 years old. There's a big difference between the two. When I owned my scooter shop, I'll tell you a perfect example. I met this guy who brought me the ugliest, most garbage piece of trash moped scooter you would ever see. I mean, it was old, it was beat up, everything. He brought it to me to fix, and he paid me. He was no problem, and I had to deliver it to his house. And so I knock on the door, I deliver him the scooter all fixed up. He's super happy. And he's going to put it in the garage. And this is just a regular guy. Like, I'm telling you, regular, everyday guy. He worked for like AT&T or something. And he opens the garage, and guess what's in there? A brand new freaking Lamborghini. Like, brand new. I'm talking about at the time, 2017 or 2018. I think it's 2017 at the time. It was a couple years ago. Brand new Ferrari. And I was like, whoa, because he brought me this piece of trash garbage moped, and it was like $100 or $200 to fix. It wasn't that much. And I'm like, why don't you just buy a new scooter? He's like, well, I love the one I have, and I was asking him questions about the Lamborghini, and he's like, I work hard. I was top salesman in my company for 9 years in a row. I didn't let anybody beat me. I worked 90 hours a week. I worked my butt off because all he wanted, it was his dream to have a Lamborghini. That's what he wanted. That was his goal, and he crushed it, and he achieved it. And he doesn't drive it a lot. I mean, I think the car had like 2,000 miles on it or something, but that's what his goal was, you know, and he achieved it. But he drives a scooter sometimes back and forth to work because, you know, it was just his dream to buy a Lamborghini and to own it.
Yeah, you know, I would imagine you don't drive a Lamborghini every day if you own one, you know?
Yeah. Someone in the chat said something too.
You wouldn't drive one every day in Ohio.
I'll give you another example, and I'm just going to be like brutally honest because, you know, we're just, you know, I'm an open book. If anybody has any questions for me, I'll answer them 100% honest. But my grandfather passed away, and he had a 1996 Corvette, convertible, red leather interior, mint condition. I mean, I'm talking, it only has 50,000 original miles on it. My grandfather took pristine condition of it, and just a couple of months ago, my grandmother gave it to me. I inherited it from my grandfather. But I'm not making YouTube videos about, I got a free Corvette. You know, I'm not riding around in my Corvette, you know, going to the thrift store going, I'm riding to the thrift store in my Corvette. You know, it's like sitting in a garage right now at my friend's house because I don't have a garage, you know, in storage being protected. But I'm not on YouTube. I'm not on Instagram. You won't see anything about the car because it's not about the car. It was given to me. It was a gift from my grandmother. I didn't earn it. I don't deserve it. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't work for it. I got lucky, you know, that my grandmother chose me, that she wanted me to have it and keep it in the family. You know what I mean? So it's like, I could have taken that car. I could have made clickbait videos with it. I could have gloated. I could have bragged about it. I could have said, you know, I did this all on my own. I bought a Corvette, you know, and it's a beautiful car. Like, I'll tell you, it's gorgeous, you know, and I value that thing for every square inch of it because it was my grandfather's and he loved it. And I had a really close relationship with him. But it's not about me like gloating or saying that I'm better than anybody because I own a Corvette. Like, you know, I have the Corvette, but it's in my family. I'm not going to sell it, you know? So it's like, I'm not going to make a video on it because it was given to me as a gift. You know, it's not anything that I earned from reselling. So like, you know, anyway, I just hope that like helps somebody because, you know, I could have easily made videos and videos about it, you know, how you can thrift and earn a Corvette, you know, drive a Corvette, you know, or something like that. But that's just not me. It's not real. It's not authentic. And, you know, I don't want to be fake. I want to be real. I want to be relatable to people. You know, it's just a car, you know, and I mean, it's like probably like a $25,000 car. You know, I mean, it's very nice, but it's not like, you know, $1 million car or anything. Don't get me wrong. I value it, you know, but.
Yeah. Well, it's like Linda just said. If we can't afford it, we don't get to have it. And we were talking about this earlier, like when you were mentioning the Paul dude. With all due respect, Logan Paul, I don't know you, man. I forgot your name too right now. But anyway, he's never gonna watch this. So, you know, the whole thing with spending money that you really don't have. Yeah, you made a ton of money, but you're spending it in all the wrong places. That's why you gotta think it through before you spend it. But that's why it's like, why do you buy it, right? You get all this money, you spend it all because you figure, oh, I still have money coming in. That's technically living check to check, right?
Yeah.
Which a lot of people are in. You know, I've been in that situation where it's like I'm depending on the next check, but what if something happens along the way in the week and that check of whatever X amount of money didn't come out as much as you thought? You're pretty much in a tight situation, and that's how you fall in debt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know, you can make $1 million, you can make $10 million, and you can go ahead and do whatever you want with it, right? And if you start chasing the wrong things, buying the wrong things.
Hey, let me just say in the chat real quick.
You want to use your earned income to take care of your situation, your life, whatever, and you want to use passive income to go ahead and do whatever the hell you want, because in reality, passive income is money that really doesn't really exist. It's not really there. It's there, but it's like if you lose it, hey, it doesn't bother. You know what I'm saying?
let me just make a quick thing here, just to anybody. I've gotten a couple notifications to people who've subscribed to my channel during the live stream, so I just want to say thank you for that. It means the world to me that you guys would watch my content or even just be subscribed. So to those people who subscribe, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Like, I love you.
Aww.
But some people were saying in the chat, someone said, every day I'm hustling, said, I never want to be in debt. I'm not really right now, and I want to keep it that way. I could get a business loan, but I don't want that. I mean, the opposite side of the opposite side of like what Gary Vee teaches about taking risks and, you know, following your dreams and quitting your job if you hate it. You know, you have the Dave Ramsey side. You know, I've taken Financial Peace University. I've taken his course, you know, about getting out of debt and having gazelle intensity and being debt free, cutting up your credit cards, you know, paying cash for everything. You know, I take a little bit from everybody as far as like those mentors, if you want to call them that. But I mean, some people, like every day I'm hustling. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. But you know, says I just don't want to be in debt, and that's great. That's awesome. I mean, that's a really good goal. I think the statistic right now is like 80%, 81% of people in the United States have at least $2,000 or more in debt. You know, like they're not making enough money to pay off that debt, you know, where they could just, you know, go to their bank, pay off $2,000. Like a lot, like 81%. It's insane how much it is. And I'm in that bracket. I have debt that I'm paying off right now. From a business that didn't work out. You know, I took out a loan for a business and it didn't work out, and now I'm paying back that loan like I've got debt, you know. But the number is just crazy. And so for people who are debt free, that's amazing. That's commendable. That's incredible, you know, for those types of people. And, you know, if you are operating, you know, a good business or you have a good job and you're enjoying what you do, there's no reason for a business loan. Like, don't take it out. Hey, Nate.
Yep.
Swan Picker said he's debt free too. You know, the only thing is I have no home yet.
In business, you could borrow money and make money with it.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I did. I've done that with multiple businesses.
Yeah.
One of them didn't work out, you know, but other ones did work out, and I took out loans for them.
I got a friend of mine. He borrows $30,000 to make about $5,000-$6,000 net profit, and he buys insane amounts of stuff to sell, right? But he buys $30,000 worth of crap that he borrowed from somebody. At the end of the month, he literally pays back those $30,000, and he does that consistently. And just off of that one hustle, he's making a consistent, you know, 50, 60K a year profit, you know. Yeah. After taxes, he's making about 30 something, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's one stream of income that he's actually borrowing to be able to do. So in reality, he's never even, he didn't even have the money to do that, but he did because he borrowed it, you know. But he found a way to do it. And there's other people, wholesalers, bro. There's wholesalers, dude. There's people that use different like credit, like cash back and all this stuff to buy wholesale to then resell. And in reality, they don't make money off of the wholesale. They make money off of the cash back.
Oh yeah,
so they're buying and selling hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of inventory, but they're really only making like 10,000. You know what I'm saying? But it's a hustle, and they do it because they found the system that works to do so, and they're able to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Really big. Sorry.
No, I was just going to look at some stuff in the chat. Nate said, I want to build this up as much as I can without interest, and know I could maybe jump start it with it, but I would be burying myself as well if I did. Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, risk versus reward or opportunity cost, you know, is what it's called in the business world. Is, you know, if you know you can make money with an investment, you know, like I had a situation where I had a buddy of mine loan me $5,000, and I originally told him I'd pay him off in a year, but I felt so bad borrowing the money because I needed it at the time to take care of something personally that I didn't have the money for. I did whatever it took, and I mean, I paid him off in 3 months. Like that is some, like, for me, like that's kind of like mind-blowing stuff, because like my mentality was, I wrote a contract, I'll pay you off in a year. And then it was just like eating me inside, knowing that I owed a friend of mine money and I had to pay him back sooner. And I don't even remember what I did, but I figured it out, and I wasn't drugs, but I figured it out, and I paid him back in 3 months. And he was like, you don't have to do this. We signed a contract. And I'm like, nope, I'm paying you the interest that we agreed on, and I'm paying you now. I want you, I want you to know that I appreciate you loaning me this money, and this is how much it meant to me that I was willing to do whatever it took. I think I picked up an extra job and I sold a car, an extra car that I had or something like that. That was kind of hard for me, but I was willing to do what it took because that was more important to me than being in debt to a friend and losing a relationship. So, but he trusted me, and I proved it,
Yeah, dude, you sleep better at night. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
When you owe something, it's almost like you feel guilty, dude. And the only way to not feel guilty is to make amends. And the only way to make amends in that situation would be like pay the dude, And you really don't sleep good at night. Like to wake up the next, it's kind of like you wake up the next day and like, oh man, I'll never do that again, kind of feeling. It's the same thing, dude. Or having to look out your peephole. I don't know if you ever. That's a horrible feeling, dude, to have to look out your peephole on your door. Don't get it twisted. Peephole on your door. Look out of it before you walk out, just to make sure that there's nobody out there waiting for you.
The IRS with handcuffs,
Yeah, I used to live that way, man. It's a horrible feeling. And
yeah.
Now it's like I sleep, I wake up, it's like everything's great, dude. My credit score is up, dude. The bank the other day was like, dude, your credit is doing really good. And
I'm really happy, man. Like I think that, at the end of the day, happiness is so important, and it's whether you're spiritual or not, like, body, mind, soul, will, emotions, all those kinds of things, physical, mental, however you want to look at it, emotional, it's just so healthy for your body. Like, it's even been scientifically proven that when you're happy and you're grateful, you're thankful, you have joy in your life, you're less likely to get sick, you're less likely to catch a cold, you're less likely to, hurt yourself, you're less likely to trip, and fall down, because you're not thinking negative thoughts all the time, and your body's constantly producing, like, I forget what the chemical is. It's not endorphins, but it's something like that. Serotonin, I believe so, something like that. Your body's like naturally creating those chemicals because you are just so happy all the time, and I don't know. I just got to be happy. You got to be happy whatever you're doing. You got to be happy.
Happy is a very tricky word, man. Very tricky word.
You got to be content. You got to have joy in your life. You got to feel.
You have to have joy.
You got to be fulfilled in what you're doing.
So to be happy though, it's like it's a lot easier said than done, right? To truly be happy. I think a lot of people don't understand what happiness really is. Because I see it, I see people that they're just filled up by other things, not just material things, relationships. People are filled up by, social status. You know what I'm saying? It's not real happiness.
Yeah, it's not. And you know what real happiness is, though? Dumpster diving.
Dumpster diving is
happiness. I love dumpster diving. To the people in the chat that say they will never do it, you've got to try it. I'm not talking about dumpster diving at Olive Garden, in a bunch of actual food. Go to GameStop on a Friday or Saturday night when they throw out all their promotional stuff you know, and you get a free Call of Duty poster or a free Nintendo Wii box or, you know, something like that, and you can sell something that you got for free, it will completely change your mentality. I'm not talking about literally, you don't have to literally dive in the dumpster. I did in my video, like I jumped in, you know, but I did it for the video. But dumpster diving is real happiness. Like I get such a rush when I do that.
When you can be sad and still be happy.
That's deep. That's deep, bro.
If you could be sad and still be happy, you're happy. Because nobody's perfect. Like, because everybody preaches it, right? You hear it all over the place. Everybody's like, oh, you just got to be happy. I'm really happy and happy. But we're all human, bro. We're not always happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're not always happy.
Oh, for sure. I mean, nobody's ever happy all the time. I mean, it's just, it's a state of mind, I think, is really what it comes down to for me. And for a lot of like using that terminology is you have to choose to be happy, like even in the hardest times. And for me, again, that just comes down to like biblical principles. Like the Bible says to count it all joy, you know, in during trials and tribulations and diverse tribulations or whatever it says right there, that scripture. I believe it's in the book of James, but, you know, having a mindset, a mentality of happiness that no matter what you're going through, you're going to be positive. You know, there's The Secret, you know, the power of positive thinking, you know, and all that kind of stuff too. If you're not religious or whatever, like it's just, you know, or saying like karma, you know, be good, you know, love your neighbor, you know, and you know, those types of things. It's like it all comes down to a mental, like a choice. You can choose to be depressed or you can choose to, you know, be happy. And it's not always going to show all the time, but you just have to make that choice that no matter what I'm going through, I'm going to be happy with where I'm at. You know, I can say, you know, from experience that has been a big shift for me. When my sister took her own life last year, my sister committed suicide, and for me, like that just like ate me up inside, that she hated her life so much, she was so miserable, you know, that she felt like that was the only way out, that nobody could help her or anything like that. And I'm not trying to get deep or anything like that, but it just really made me like realize that I really need to be happy. Like I got a roof over my head, I got food on the table, I got beautiful children, I got a wife that loves me, I got friends and family at church that care about me, you know, I got a great business, I work for myself. You know, I'm making money. I'm selling stuff on eBay. I've got a YouTube channel where people enjoy my content. You know, I've got a shipping label printer. I don't have to cut out every little label that I print out of my printer. You know, it's a thermal printer. I got a Vince Carter bobblehead. I got stuff to be happy about. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just happy. You know, and it's infectious too. So, you know, when you're happy, it's going to make other people happy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep rubbing my eye. Like my light right here is like shining in my eye, so it's like making my eye water. So,
dude, I know a fitting. You can turn it off if you want.
I make my lighting.
Your beard looks just as good in the dark. But yeah, Brian.
My family tells me I need to shave my beard.
Brian asked where Oscar was. For you guys that don't know, Oscar couldn't make it on the show tonight. He had something he had to take care of. Yeah, so just put a little good vibe in the atmosphere for Oscar, if you can. Say a little prayer, all that good stuff. But he's okay. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. But still, I just like putting out positive vibes. So
yeah, for sure.
Do the same thing for Drew. Do the same thing for Jordan. Do the same thing for Emmy, a.k.a. Penny. I don't know. That's Jordan's baby. I like that little baby.
Let me ask a question real quick. Do you ever sell any of the stuff that you get from the penny lists, or do you just buy it for the thrill of it at this point?
We sell quite a bit of it.
Really? Yeah. Are you making good money from the penny stuff?
I mean, I'm not paying my house off with it, but yeah.
Well, I mean, you're buying stuff that's $5 for a penny, so obviously, but I mean, like, people are actually buying it.
Yeah.
Like the sell-through rate is good.
Not like every single thing, because like a lot of Dollar General items aren't like highly sought after items anyway.
Right.
So like,
I've got one right here.
It's like picking. Yeah, like I have that too. Yeah, I actually found those in the bottom of a tote. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta list those. But yeah, stuff like that, and like the medicine is another big one that sells really good. And
I think it's awesome that you donate it. I just want you to know, like, that's really cool.
yes, but all the toys, I was like, I could probably list these, but do I really want to sit on all these and wait till they maybe sell? I was like, forget it, I'll just donate all of them. Like, I paid either 50 cents for them or a penny for most of them. But really, it was for the video. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Heather, the reseller, she said people buy junk, and I so agree with that. I'm always amazed at the things that sell.
yeah,
You know,
there's some stuff like that I look up like, wow, there's no way.
Like those big guns. You got the really big plastic guns, you know, for a penny or whatever. Like those were the ones I was curious about because those are like, hey, those might sell. But again, it's not like Nerf brand. You know what I mean? It's not like something that someone specifically searches. But like, I thought, like, you have a cart full of guns.
Yeah, so it's like I have those, and I could list them, but you know, there's like none on eBay. So what are the odds of me selling them?
Well, if there's none on eBay, then really good odds. You're the only person.
Yeah, but it's a cheap Dollar General toy.
They don't know that.
I'm not wasting my time listing it. I promise.
Send them to me. I'll list them.
send me your trash.
Send me and Alex your trash. I'll split the profits with you 50-50 when I sell it.
Ooh, consignment man right here.
That's better consignment than I do for anybody else. My consignment's not that high.
I'm gonna go meet a guy tomorrow that I got some stuff from him on consignment, and I'm giving him all his stuff back. I'm like, here, bro, I don't want none of this. Just being straight up.
Wish I was in a like good garage sale area, because I could definitely make some decent money off of the penny items doing a garage sale. But
oh yeah, even if you sold them for $1, you're 100xing your money. Like, isn't that crazy to think about?
Yeah, like I hear a lot of people doing like dollar yard sales. I'm like, man, just imagine you go buy a bunch of pennies and sell everything for $1 anyway. So who cares? But
you spend less than $1 for 100 items, and you could turn it into $100. Like, that's crazy. Like
right.
That type, again, I keep going back to it, but that mentality to me is like you're 100xing your money. Some people are like, oh, that's too much work for only $100. But it's the easiest $100 you'll ever make because you spent 9 cents, you know, or whatever.
Right.
90 cents, whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Alex, you and Oscar need to keep making garage sale videos with the megaphone, though.
Dude, yo, I'm so unhappy right now. Yo, I went out today. I was watching the Treasure Hustlers live. You know what I'm saying? I was taking a quick break there, and I'm watching them. And the thought just came to my head. And I'm going to go tomorrow and redo it. But today I went out to do this creative, funny garage sale video because this is technically my last weekend. I could take an opportunity to go garage sale in Miami before I move. I'll be coming back, still doing it. And dude, my camera the whole time was on portrait, on picture. Like,
dang.
I had it on picture, bro. I had this thing on picture. So like, and I had it in the car, and I'm pulling up to people, and I kept pressing the button, but I'm thinking it's recording.
It's taking a picture.
After like 2 hours, I go back and I look, and I'm like, they're all pictures, dude. What's going on? They were all pictures. None of it was recorded. And man, I had some good content. Like this one lady grabbed the megaphone and started yelling at her husband. I'm gonna try to go out tomorrow and do it again.
Hey, if you're driving from Miami to Tennessee, stop by in Orlando. Come see me. I'll take you out to lunch.
Everybody, dude, I have like 20 emails from people. Hey, come here, come. And I would love to. If I can, I definitely will. But it's a really short kind of like, I have to get over there, unload my stuff, But if I could stop in, I'll try my best, dude.
All right.
I would love to meet up with you.
Am I missing something in the chat about trailers?
No idea.
Something's going on about people buying and selling or owning trailers, something like that. I guess I missed it.
I figured that out also.
But Talbert's mom said they donate 95% of their penny items, which is really cool. Ken said you make at least $28. Yeah. Someone else said something too I wanted to read, but now I can't find it. Let me try to scroll up a little bit and see if there was. The chat was moving so fast.
Lisa, I do not know exactly when I'll be in Jacksonville. I don't know if I'm leaving Saturday night after the live show or Sunday morning, so I really don't know what time frame I'm going to be in Jacksonville. My goal is to get to Tennessee no later than Sunday night. So that's my goal. So basically, I have to drive straight through because Monday I have an appointment with somebody, and I have to set a bunch of things up. Basically, Monday and Tuesday. No, just Monday. I have a lot of things I gotta set up on Monday because then right after that is Christmas Eve and then Christmas, and then I'm supposed to go sourcing on December 26th and December 27th. December, basically the rest of my life. Well, the rest of the year I'll be sourcing.
I'm gonna make a box hunting video right the day after Christmas. I'm just gonna go take everyone's boxes for my shipping department.
Yo, but the good thing about me moving is that I will be traveling a lot. Basically, I'll always be traveling for the most part, and so I'll be able to do hit some of you guys up and be like, hey, look, I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be there. Want to do lunch, whatever, I'll be able to do that because I do want to do that. I do want to do that. That's part of it, dude. It's about the journey, bro. It's about the experiences.
That's right.
I can't wait, bro. You know what it is, dude?
I'm excited for you, man. I'm really excited to see.
I'm gonna let out some of my frustrations so y'all can feel this, okay? I literally don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, right? Because
Go to church.
well, no, not tomorrow, but let's say Monday, right? Monday, I wouldn't know what I'm normally doing for my job. I just know I have to get up early and go somewhere. And then from that point forward, the whole day is random, right? And then I get told, okay, you can go do whatever you need to do. And then literally from as soon as I get to the crib and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna open up my computer, I get a phone call. Hey, I need you to go back to where you were. You know what I'm saying? And I had no control over my time. And it totally just took all motivation, and drive out of me. And it was like, now when I move, nobody's gonna call me and tell me, hey, I need you to go pick up this, and I need you to go over here, and I need you to do this. I'm gonna be able to do what I want to do.
That's awesome, man. That's so cool.
I'm so excited.
That's really cool.
Plus, I'll be living with a really big white dog, a really crazy, insane white cat, and a white snake.
Well, there you go. That's a great thumbnail.
That's gonna be a thumbnail. Just, me here,
Just take pictures of each one of them and put them on the thumbnail with your face. Yeah.
It's a white Christmas.
I know. I don't even know where I came up with that face for my channel, but I just left it because I didn't feel like creating anything else. I'll probably go on Fiverr eventually and give someone my name, Profit Monsters, and see what they come up with and just let them have fun with it because I get teased a lot. Not that I care about what people think, but I get teased a lot for my profile picture. I can't even do it anymore. So
yeah, I think it's sexy, bro. It's the same thing with my little profile picture I just changed. I literally took that in my bathroom and I did it on purpose because I think I look good like that. I think
you should use the picture of you holding the purse from the Poshmark sale as your profile picture.
Yes. I had the duck lips on that one.
Yes.
But that's me. That was totally me having fun, dude. That's how I am. Well, maybe I'll meet you without the snake. Well, maybe you will. Maybe you won't. I walk around with my snake in my pocket and I pull it out on people. Straight up. Like straight up. And I pull it out on people.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I got to go.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you off like that.
Yeah, that snake man is. I got to go now before the snake pops out.
Snakes are wonderful creatures, people.
But anyway, thank you for having me. I really appreciate the love conversation. So anytime you guys want to chat, maybe we'll do one on my channel next.
All right, man. What's going on, man?
For sure. Thank you to everybody in the chat, especially the people who subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that too. It means a lot to me. So I'm starting to get really tired. I don't want to fall asleep on camera like Jordan. So better go now. But
give yourself some of these, and then you never fall asleep.
Oh my gosh. That looks like your real eyes. That's so weird.
Yeah, they like match his skin tone and everything.
Yeah, like match your skin tone perfectly.
I took a selfie with those the other day. I was like, wow, those really match my skin tone.
That's awesome.
No, so
but again, thank you guys for having me on the channel. I really appreciate it. Love both of you guys. Alex, good luck with your move. If you need anything and you're in Orlando, let me know. Jordan, keep making those penny videos.
I should have one out tomorrow.
Nice.
Drew, you're awesome, man. Thank you for hanging out with us. And everybody in the chat, if you have not subscribed to Profit Monsters, go do it. If not, I'll tackle your baby.
Don't tackle my baby.
I'll tackle.
He's only 2 months old. All right, guys. Have a good night.
All right, man.
Bye.
And then there was two.
All right, Alex.
All right, Jordan. What's up?
Let's wrap it up.
Want to wrap it up? All right, guys. Thank you for watching this this thing we call a show. We call it that because we want it to be more than what it really is. And here's me and Jordan. This is how it all started, guys. It was me and Jordan hanging out, talking. And,
it's a true story right there.
And reading y'all's comments. You know, I've shied away. I'm bad at that. I'm bad at reading the comments.
I guess I'm reading them more than I'm like sitting here like reading off what they're saying, but I'm like reading their comments, but
yeah.
I'm terrible at like the shout outs and all that, but
yeah, we gotta do that more. I gotta do that more, that's for sure. Bob Black, it's early. Did Bob say that? Yeah, Fat Daddy Flip a Lot. That's my rap name. That's my rap name. Y'all want to hear a little rap? Nah, I ain't gonna do it to you. Y'all want to hear a little rap? You're gonna have to go to my other channel. I haven't created it yet, so when I do, I'll let you know. Yo, but straight up, follow me, man, because DJ Flaccid. Listen. Wish I had a better computer on my face so I didn't have to watch you all off phone. LMFAO. It's a great band.
That's my buddy Bobby. That's the one I've been talking about that I want to do more videos with him. It's really like the reason I started doing YouTube and all that. It's why I bought the GoPro and all that was to film videos with him. But then he got knee surgery and stuff. So like my whole YouTube career, he's been like laid up because of knee surgery during this whole YouTube journey.
Please swing by Orlando. Swing, bada. I would love to. I'm straight up. I would love to. And I kind of feel bad a little bit, you know, that I'm not gonna. There's probably gonna be people that I'm not gonna be able to see, and there's a 90. I'll be honest. There's a 90% chance I'm not gonna make any pit stops. Like I'm gonna record the whole trip and everything. I need to get there as fast as I can. But I will be coming back. Like one of the things I'll be doing is traveling back to Miami, sourcing. You know what I'm saying? trying to get here on a Thursday so I can process and ship by Friday, and Saturday take advantage of some good garage sales in Miami, and then drive back up on Sunday, sourcing all the way back up to Tennessee. And I'm gonna be doing the same thing going west. I'm gonna do the same thing going north. Dude, I'm gonna travel, bro. Yo, I'm gonna see the world, bro, or at least the country. I'm gonna see the country, bro. It's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited. So excited. Life is gonna be great.
We even have my dad in the chat.
Where's your dad at?
El Jefe Todd.
Oh, hey, what's up? El Jefe Todd. I like that. Hello, vato. Órale, vato. Yo, la raza. ¿Qué onda, güey? What's up, Holmes? You messing with my hyena? That's kind of how they talk. I had a friend, dude, that I met that he talked just like the people that you see in the movies and stuff. But he was the authentic, like from East LA and all that. Like he had the mustache, just the mustache, big old thick mustache. He had the hair. He would wear the hairnet, bro. Yo, this guy was straight California. Are we ending the show?
There's a bunch of people leaving.
Yeah, everybody's leaving. Oh my god. Yo, man, I don't blame him, bro. It's 11:36 p.m. on a Saturday. It's time to go to the club, folks. Or if not, it's time to go to bed. Or if not, it's time to do something else. But if you stay as long as us,
record and edit video.
Time for him to record and edit a video. I have a video that I actually edited. I haven't put it out. I have a few videos I haven't put out. I actually have to use the bathroom really bad. Like, really bad.
But yeah, I'm gonna go record and edit videos. Alex is gonna go PP.
Go pay. I gotta go. My name Pinky. I gotta go pay.
So, thank you guys all for tuning in. We appreciate each and every single one of you sticking around and showing us some love. But I'm not real sure what's going on next week, as far as you stand on what's going on. You, Alex?
It's like you got muffled all of a sudden. What'd you say?
So, do you know what's going on with next week's show or anything?
I don't know. You're gonna be on the show, are you, or no?
I have no idea. We'll see.
All right, so that depends. I don't know yet, but I mean, I have people that I want to put onto the show. I just want to have fun, dude. I can care less, really. Like straight up, I was trying to say that the other night. I don't care. Like I have no. It's not that I don't care, right? That sounds. It's more like it doesn't matter to me who's on, who's not. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want to have fun, dude. Hang out with my peoples. You know, spit a little game. You know what I'm saying? Little free $99, like Reyes says. You know, maybe get a few guys in here. I would love to get I would love to get somebody, a YouTuber that's pretty, you know, big. But I would love to have, like how we did the viewer takeover, and have some viewers jump in with that bigger YouTuber that they've never had an opportunity to speak with, and like talk with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love
just don't ask the treasure hustlers because they never respond to any damn message you send them. So
the treasure hustlers are gonna be on next week, folks. They're gonna type 1 in the chat right now to confirm that next week they're gonna be here with the Bad Boys of Reselling. Keep watching the chat because they're about to type 1. They're gonna be here live 9 p.m. Eastern time, which is I believe 6 p.m. Western. 1. What I tell you. So they're gonna be here Saturday night on my channel. So subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel. They're gonna be here hanging out, just getting crazy. You know, I'm gonna have the little beep button ready. So I can go beep every time like somebody slips out the mouth. And because it's like that, man. We're just trying to have some fun. So they're gonna be here for sure. You saw that. You saw that. What was it? What is that? It's a 1. I see a 1. And if they can't make it, they can't make it, bro. I'm gonna get like, I don't know, Rizk Resells or Oprah or somebody, bro. You know what I'm saying? I have somebody on here, bro. You know?
Or if they bail on you, get Robin because she should.
I would love to have Robin. I would love to have everybody in the chat, dude. If you guys want to be on the show for fun and just hang out, stick around because you're going to have your opportunity and reach out to me. Tell me you want to. Tell Jordan. All that good stuff. Sarah was mean and flipped you the bird. But it's still a 1, though. So
Get Oprah, I'll be there.
If you get Oprah, I'll be there. I'll get Oprah eventually, one day. Keep watching. I'm not joking. This is going to get amazing. Listen. We the best. So yeah, the thing is that next week I'm gonna be moving, so I'm gonna try to have the whole set. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Probably just do it off of my Surface Pro. Have everything packed up in the U-Haul. If I go U-Haul, see that's the thing. I'm not sure if I'm going U-Haul, if I'm taking my own car. So yeah, just stick around. So the Treasure Hustle is gonna be on my channel next Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We gonna call it Double Vision. That's gonna be the title of it. It's going to be called Double Vision, and it's or something like that. And look for a thumbnail that just looks ridiculously clickbaity. I just love doing that. It's fun. And yeah, I can continue just rambling on about nonsense. But we're going to end the show because I got to go pay. Here's a tip for the night. Can I leave them with a tip?
Sure.
Never hold your pee in for more than 2 hours. It's bad for your health. That's all I got to say.
All right, guys. Thanks for another awesome show. We appreciate all of you. Love all of you. Have a great night and a wonderful rest of the weekend.